Welcome back, Googlers. In this assignment, we're going to do data entry similar to what we did in the first assignment, but this time we're going to include a column chart at the end. Okay, the first thing that we must always do is title our spreadsheet. So we're going to title this Major Crops of the U.S. All right, now remember, as we do our data entry, we must make sure that we're putting information in the correct cell. Now, a cell is where a column and a row meet. So this cell is B3, this one's G13. You get the idea. So we're going to start off in A1 and put in the following information. Now that the information is up, you can go ahead and pause here and type it all in. Then we'll start formatting and put in our column chart. Okay, now that you have all the information in, let's begin formatting. So the first thing we must do is make sure all of our columns are the correct widths. So let's go up here in between C and D and resize our column so that everything fits. Looks like B is pretty close. We actually have to make that wider because we were missing some of the information hidden underneath column C. And then A looks all right, so we can resize that. Now that we have our columns resized, make sure you include that millions in B1 if you didn't already. All right, let's highlight the range A1 to C1. We are going to center that information. We're going to bold it. We are going to make it white so it disappears for a second until we make it blue. Now you can see since we bolded, it made all of the information a little wider. So let's go ahead and resize those columns one more time. All right, let's highlight that range A1 all the way down to C8. We're going to once again include our borders. And then the last and the newest thing that we will learn in this assignment that you didn't do in the previous is putting in a chart. So we must first highlight all the information that we want in the chart. So if we start at A1, we go all the way down to C8. That way it includes all of our headings in the chart as well. Now we go ahead and go to Insert Chart, which you can do a couple different ways. You can click on that button on your toolbar. You can also go to Insert and find Chart this way, whichever way that you are most comfortable with. Now we have our chart in, we need to make some changes. We actually want this to be a column chart. It's a little easier for us to read the information in this format. The good thing about Sheets is it is very intuitive on what you want. So for example, it already checked the box, use row 1 as headers. If it didn't, it would show that A1 as one of our data points, which we do not want. So row 1 is going to be our headers. We can switch to customize, and we're going to change a couple things here. So in chart and access title, we're going to change the chart title. So let's go ahead and change this to Major Crops of the U.S. So you can see that title makes a little more sense. Now next we are going to go down to Series. And include data labels. And then let's change our series that we're working on to acres harvested. And let's change that color to green. And then change acres harvested to cash receipts. And we can change that color to, let's go with cyan. All right, so it's just a minor change, but something you'll have to do on future assignments. The last thing that we're going to do on this assignment, and probably the most important thing, is move this chart onto its own sheet. So we don't want to just move it to the side. We want it to be in its own sheet down at the bottom. So if we click on those three dots, we go move to own sheet. Now, as you can see, I have my toolbar for Screencastify down here, but if on yours, you should be able to see that there's two open sheets at the bottom, one with the data and then one with your chart. Now that you have that all done, you've completed assignment number 2, and you can go ahead and turn in.